Tomorrow, we honor those who died in active military service. There was a service today to remember other victims of war roughly 70 years after the fact. WRAL's Bruce Mildorf has the story of a decades-long journey from Dachau to Durham.
They told me about the atrocities.
They came to pay their final respects, even though little is known about the remains.
Today we bury the ashes of 1 or 2 or 10 people we do not know.
We do not know if they are the ashes of a scholar or a silversmith, a homemaker or a physician.
What we know is they were murdered and cremated at Dachau, a Nazi concentration camp. When the camp was liberated in 1945, a camp survivor gave these human ashes to a soldier from North Carolina.
And urged him to take them home as a physical reminder of the horrors of the Holocaust.
That soldier was Joe Corsby's father, Marinda Kossoff's uncle.
My uncle kept them in a drawer.
He kept them secret until shortly before his death in the 80s. The responsibility then fell on his son, Joe.
It was heavy on him.
Joe then kept the ashes a secret for about 25 years until he told some relatives.
And so for him, these ashes became a sacred trust, and he very much wanted to see them be given dignity and respect.
That meant a proper funeral with Jewish customs at a Jewish cemetery. There were plenty of tears and memories.
It was a very emotional experience because I usually don't cry like that.
Esther Letterman is a Holocaust survivor, as was her father.
When I put those little clumps of soil, I felt it was for my mom and my sister.
The Holocaust survivors here told me this spot now represents the millions of Jews whose final resting place remains unknown. Rebecca Hauser thanked Joe Corsby for giving her the memorial she never had. She says the Nazis killed her parents and 3 brothers.
Finally, there is a marker of the 6 million Jews.
And finally, after almost 70 years, there's some sense of closure for all involved, including Joe Corsby.
This ceremony was coming full circle for him, finishing what his father couldn't do.
Bruce Mildorf, WRAL News, Durham.
What an emotional ceremony. The ashes were tested by the New York City Medical Examiner's Office and found to be human remains. The remains were buried at the Beth El Synagogue Cemetery in Durham. A permanent headstone will be in place within the next 12 months.